in their deepest of awareness.
The key of the stars. You are the origin of my origin, and my last hope to break through the cage of space-time here. At this moment, the history of this place cannot be rewritten. I need to go back to the beginning of my consciousness and fall asleep. Before that, you need to replace me in this space. Only you can break through the barriers of space-time here.
In the bedroom, a child of about 8 years of age is changing the daffodils in a vase. A young woman is lying in bed, leaning against the headboard to rest.
Mom, none of the aunts and uncles are awake yet. I tried to wake them yet nothing happened. So I sneaked into the garden and picked some flowers. Will they blame me when they find out?
After hearing the child's words, the woman's face turned sad. But still, she braced her body, faced the child, then explained slowly.
A good boy like you has nothing to do with it. Your aunts and uncles are just too tired, thus they need a good rest. You shouldn't bother them at all. Anan, thank you for taking care of Mommy all the time. Once I've recovered, we'll move to the town and live there together. You can make a lot of friends and go out freely. Really? But Grandpa said, I can never leave the castle. It's okay. Grandpa will definitely agree with this. Anan, can you bring a message to Grandpa for me? I'm feeling much better now. Tell Grandpa that he shouldn't worry. But don't go to the secret room. Otherwise, your father will be angry.
You promised your mother you would do as she asked. You are ready to leave now so as not to disturb her rest.
Mom is resting. I can't disturb her.
This is your family photo. There are about 10 people pictured there. A little boy is sitting on the knees of an old man with gray hair. Behind him stands a young couple. It's the drawer your mother forbade you to open. In order not to make mother angry, you never opened it. You gently close the bedroom door. This is your family photo, where about 10 people stand together. An old white man is standing in the middle. A young couple holding a baby is beside him. The woman does not look well, her face is pale. And the man behind her is wearing a black, wide-brimmed hat, so you can't see his face. You skillfully activate the hidden door switch, and the passage to the secret room appears in front of your eyes. You stand outside the door and vaguely feel the walls shaking and hear the sound of chains being pulled. There is no sound coming from the inside of the door. Everything around seems to fall into silence for an instant. You find that the door of the secret room is unlocked, and you could push it open gently. A bandaged face comes close to you, and then crimson claws emerge from the darkness. Clank. The sound of the chains behind him rings out. The sharp claws stop before your face.
My child, just leave here. I'm being replaced by.
Your father pushes you out the door. You can hear his frantic ravings from inside. You feel uneasy for no reason, as if there are many unseen dangers lurking around you. You hear strange sounds coming from all around. Taunting, laughing. The feeling disappears when you breathe out. A heavy sound like the door being pushed open rings out from behind you. You can't help but look back. A man wrapped in bandages pushes the portrait aside and slowly walks out from the corridor of the secret room. You skillfully activate the hidden door switch, and the passage to the secret room appears in. The chest has been opened. It's empty. You recalled the warnings from grandfather at the observatory.
Did you know, Anand, that there is endless knowledge in the starry sky? In seeking the truth, we've been observing the starry sky. But behind the stars is endless darkness. When we look up, the terrible ones are watching us. The residue of the power held by any of them will cause a devastating doom to us. The chamber contains the most terrifying substance in the universe, the strange, which is extremely contagious and can transform all the substances it touches into a part of itself. Don't go near there.
The chest has been opened. It's empty.
Grace, my love. We can finally be together for eternity.
Black fog untwines around both of them, and their forms dissipate into the void. You watch your parents disappear into smoke. You hear the sound of a string snapping in your heart. The calligraphy on the letterhead is elegant. You recognize it to be your mother's handwriting. There are some words of love written in it.
Ronald, my love, my father has warned me not to meet with you. For now I can only convey my thoughts in this way. Anand is awake now. Don't worry. The method worked. He forgot about the incident. I will take care of him in my last time. He will not be hurt again. If we really can't defend this disaster, Ronald, my last wish is to die with you.
It's the drawer your mother forbade you to open. In order not to make mother angry, you never opened it. You look out the window, the sun, the grass, the forest. That's the world you've always wanted to be in. Just when you are about to enter the room, time stagnates. You lose consciousness. You don't know how much time has passed. When you awaken, your grandfather is standing before you. As you look around, you notice that a door has appeared in the study, one you've never seen before.
Child, you are the last hope of the family. All the stars in the world align according to certain laws. But people's fates differ. We let you take on too many responsibilities, more than you should bear. Now, little one, I allow you 10 years of freedom.
Grandfather points at the stone door standing in the center of the study. This door connects two worlds. You see the meadow and forest outside. You find that the grandpa is not as strict as usual today. His speech is unusually soft. At one moment, this makes you feel quite weird, and you subconsciously ask,
Grandpa, we are not going together. Grandpa, I don't want to go. I gotta be with you. I don't wanna leave here. I don't like the world outside. I wanna stay with Daddy and Mommy. I don't want to leave you.
Child, I didn't give you with a happy childhood. It's all Grandpa's fault. Your parents, Grandpa couldn't save them. Now at the end, I can only offer you a small gesture. I'll buy you 10 years of freedom. Anna, my dearest child, I'm proud of you. Even when you are down, you can face life with optimism. But the haze still grows in your heart. I know you've been putting up with the misery. Just try and forget about it. Forget the stone walls and the structure of this house. Forget all the faces of your family. Forget about our past memories. Forget everything that happened here. But, my little one, remember. The sky is always the same. No matter where you are, the stars will light your way home.
in your eyes, that doorway transforms into a soft and comfortable bed. Now you just want to rest, a good rest. You went through the door in a daze. The meadow and skyline that were there a moment ago suddenly disappeared. A waterfall of heavy rain followed, fiercely washing away the town in front of you, Dunwick. The heavy rain roared along with the river. The huge castle standing on the cliff collapsed in a flash and the town was razed to the ground. You felt dizzy, falling unconscious on the side of the road. Right at that moment, a scholarly-looking old man with gray hair happened to be driving a Ford in a torrential downpour. The blinding headlights shone towards your collapsed body on the side of the road. Finding your unconscious body, he rushed out of the car and carried you to safety. In the gusts of wind and pouring rain, the car safely bypassed the mudslide and drove all the way to Providence. 10 years later, Providence nighttime dormitory.
Another conflict occurred near here. The security around is getting worse and worse. Just follow the doctor's advice and rest early. I hope the medicine works.
You seem to have sealed some of the memories, and want to unseal them, but you cannot suppress the pain. It is like a big mess of things, tumbling around in your head. You can only deal with this little by little, because the recollecting is too painful, but you cannot stand the memories. If you think about them too long, you have to force yourself to forget them and start the process over again. If you keep putting it there, no matter where it is like a big mass that accumulates more and more. How to solve it by physical means, just before you use extreme methods to solve the problem. Your reason takes control of yourself. You finally managed to get to the hospital, however. The hospital did not find out the cause of the illness. They only gave you a pale, psychiatric diagnosis report. Chief complaint: insomnia, palpitations, accompanied by hallucinations. History of present illness: poor appetite, memory disturbance, partial loss of emotional function, physical exam BP 102, 51P110. NSPE, diagnosis: it is recommended to avoid adverse event stimuli and fall asleep earlier, prescribe small amounts of oxazolone as medication. You take the medicine bottle out of the cabinet and open it. The medication prescribed by your doctor to prevent you from being affected by psychiatric disorders, which may lead to hallucinations.
I hope I have a good dream tonight.
Under the effect of the drugs, you had a rare good dream today. There was no writing on the envelope, but the pattern stamped on the wax seal seemed inexplicably familiar. You subconsciously opened the envelope. Anan, my dearest child. Today is your 18th birthday. I have prepared a birthday present for you, which I have placed in my study. For security reasons, I can't write in detail here, but I'm sure you can find it. You are the last hope of our family, and I believe you will be able to overcome this disaster. Love forever, your grandfather, George Howard.
Why did the letter disappear?
Your mind is flooded with fragmented images. It's like a dream, but you don't seem to be awake yet. Memories come up from the depths of my memory, yet nothing can be grasped like smoke. You try to digest these memories. Fortunately, there is none of the usual pain in digesting memories this time. An image comes to your mind, where you see the old castle at night. In the sky, the star of enlightenment shines brightly. The chapel on the west side, the dome of the stargazer. Everything is so familiar. Finally, you remember the memories of your family.
Amy's recommended books. I haven't finished them all after that. I'll return them to the library.
News says the meat products delivered to the city from Arkham have a major food safety incident. Although the related food companies have been investigated and punished, most of the food has already entered the market. The person who eats it will have crazy symptoms, and the symptoms are not obvious during the incubation period. After that, the patient will fall into mania, impulsiveness, irritability, and other emotions. As a result, there have been several violent clashes. As soon as you enter the room, you see Carl drinking drunk, while humming his own unique tune, and writing the manuscript happily. The cluttered desks, the characteristic of academic professor.
Sir, what is this painting about?
It was sent to me by a previous patient of mine to thank me for curing his strange illness. He was young but kept complaining that his memory was getting worse and worse. He said he kept dreaming of strange sights, but then he woke up and didn't remember anything. He only remembered a vague place that he'd like to visit in his dream. So I hypnotized him and made him search for memories in his dreams. Then I received this painting, and he must have found it. Look, he's smiling in front of that yellow house.
You can see a broken yellow badge in the mail. When you touch it, you feel something strange. There's a twisted, distorted line on the back.
There's something wrong with this thing. I can't let it get to the teacher until I figure it out. Teacher, I may know something about this badge. Can I take and study it for a while?
Here, take it. I've got a mountain of clutter. Haven't got time for them either.
Professor Carl, you are drinking again.
I won't be able to drink after today. I'm not an alcoholic. Did you know, Anand, that this is also a kind of personality mask?
Can't say that I comprehend this very much.
For example, being drunk is a mask for my personality. When I'm drunk, I can roll around without any worries, letting my emotions out. I have some wine here. You want to try? You need more variety of emotions than a single one. You can try to imitate and gain more non-theoretical knowledge. This is also good for your spirit.
I got it. Sir, I have also tried to read some literature.
How does that feel?
I hate it. No, specifically, I hate stories because people don't tell stories, just to tell them and listen to them. They put themselves in a position of authority to state what they think are their right values. Santa Claus will have a list of bad kids. It takes a hard-working bee to get the honey. A woman is made from one of Adam's ribs. These familiar stories are laced with many personal values. The more widely they are told, the more they bind people. To me, the power of the story to speak is the so-called truth, which later becomes an enforced right.
You really care about the true history.
Yes, I would like to know what the story itself is really like.
But no one can go back in time to feel the real history. We can only summarize that past from the perspective of a grand narrative. Well, I don't think you are here today to discuss academics.
Sir, I've come to say goodbye. I'm going back to Arkham.
Great. Even if you don't go, I will also persuade you to go out. One's past experiences will affect every aspect of that present. And I can't awaken your past memories with any hypnosis method. This should be the cause of your current problem. Of course, you'd better relax your mind. Even if there are no results. Just think of it as a relaxing vacation trip. People still need more sense of purpose to do.
Understood.
I hope that before you come back, I found a psychological explanation for your condition. Here is the car key. I won't be going out anytime soon. Well, if you are embarrassed, you can wash it for me on your way back. It's been with me for many years, and it's an old thing like me.
Thank you, Professor.
There are numerous scattered pieces of consciousness that have been stored in the subconscious sea since the evolution of humans. The subconscious group consciousness is the origin of human common habits. And yet, which came first, the sea of the subconscious or the idea of human group consciousness? What precisely is there in the most profound human dreams? Is there a God who manipulates people, or is there just a void in the depths of the subconscious ocean? The body and mind are inextricably linked. The mind is never formless, and is never independent of the body. Everyone is born with a brain capable of thinking and feeling. And because all complex emotions in humans have corresponding and exquisite biological mechanisms, changes in the body affect changes in the mind and vice versa.
We'll buy a good baseball bat together, as you promised last time. As you can see, I have already paid for it. Now it's your turn to pay your part. It's with me, and you can use it anytime.
I don't have enough money.
I
can only give you $5 at most.
This is worth $100 at least. You have to pay half of it, $50.
This stick is clearly not worth so much.
Are you doubting me? So, all I have to do now is go back and tell my father you are going to buy that thing back.
I only have $20.
Just consider me a loss this time. We are brothers after all.
After accepting the money, the blonde-haired man leaves cheerfully.
I wouldn't have brought the money out if it wasn't for buying it back. Where can I raise $20? What to do now? Today is that last day my boss required me to get things back.
Busy day more. On the 18th, the opera department of school is putting on the popular opera Tosca. Bring your significant other. We have prepared the best confession moment for this. Every day, numerous notices are posted on the notice board. Consequently, many notices are torn. You found some half-torn notices around that haven't been cleaned up yet. Wanted item and bounty. The photo of the wanted item is a yellow badge. Sign Antiquities Collector. However, the contact column was torn apart. Tenth Barn Street.
There should be no such street as Barn Street in the city.
Some phone numbers are written on the note. Among them, UC 635-85477 Railway Administration. A card was affixed under the note. Nothing is marked on the card, leaving only a string of strange numbers, 644-38813. The place where the coin is placed has traces of being tampered with. You realize this machine might fail and swallow coins. There are many coins lying inside quietly. There is no response when the dial is turned. It requires a coin. The sound of successful coin insertion comes, and the telephone is ready to use. There is a sound on the phone. Bestie. Unusually mechanical vocals, apparently tape recordings. There is no response when the dial. It requires a coin. The sound of successful coin insertion comes, and the telephone is ready to use. After waiting for a while, you learned from impatient men. A train bound for Arkham mysteriously disappears. This line has been blocked, and the reopening time is unknown.
Behold, among sands, someone is planting. Will no one tell me what he sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow. For old, unhappy, far-off things. Familiar matter of today. Some natural sorrow, loss, or pain. That has been, and may be again. The music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more.
Isn't this Anan? As always, those animals still don't like you. I don't know why. No matter what kind of animal, they seem full of hostility towards me. But I don't think they are hostile towards you, more like fear of you. All the animals in school are submissive and you are a really special person. Have you ever considered a part-time job at a zoo? Forget it. I don't want to be complained about by animal protection organizations.
Fortunately, you find some four-leaf clovers among the rubble on the grassland. The surrounding soil is stuck to the manhole cover tightly. You can't remove the manhole cover. Providence to Arkham, Massachusetts is not too far by car. More than 143 miles of road can be reached in one day, but there are many mountain roads. The mountain breeze blowing on your face makes you feel relaxed. Maybe it's a good idea to travel occasionally. There are many quaint little villages and rugged trails along the way, through field after field of corn and orchards. The leaves are changing color, decorating the trees bright red and golden, brilliant and full of life. In the evening, you followed the map marker to a mountain road. Unknowingly, clouds covered the sky. Raindrops hit the car windows sporadically. You are ready to speed up your trip, but until night fell, the town of Dunwich remained unknown. You drive your car and follow the map to find your hometown. But until the night fell, the town of Dunwich was still missing and you were surrounded by the mountains. Just at the time that you don't know what to do, a covered bridge appears in the mid of the mountain, but the stone pillar in front of the covered bridge does not seem to allow your car to pass. A group of fat rats appeared in front of you. You are surprised. How can there be such big rats? A huge wooden bulletin board with "Welcome to the Dunwich" on it. There are traces of passing, and some floors have been replaced. Also looks solid and shows no signs of wood aging. When you pass through the porch bridge, you'll find that there are clouds of white fog around you. No matter how hard you change your direction, you can't return back to the position you entered. You can only keep walking forward. After a long unknown time, the white fog dissipated, and the surroundings fell into darkness. When the light is restored, you have arrived at a broken corridor of the ancient castle. A broken pillar collapsed directly, crushing the table in the hall.
Could that be the signs of weathering? How is this possible since weathering takes at least a few decades?
You build a simple bridge by potting up slabs. You enter the bedroom, most of which has been destroyed by the collapsed debris. Piled gravel and layers of cobwebs make the place look like a graveyard. Wherever you look, there is gravel and sand. You search carefully, and finally, find a photo among pieces of rubble. The photo shows a group of a family. There are 10 or so people in it. An old, gray-haired man is standing in the middle. Beside him, a young couple is holding a child with long baby blue hair. The woman does not look good. When you try to keep this picture nice, it turns into dust. The portrait is torn with a huge gaping hole on it, revealing the secret passage. But the intersection is blocked by collapsed debris. The floor in front of you is caved in and covered with a thick layer of cobweb. You are glad you didn't step on it. There is a peculiar sculpture here. You observe it for a while but soon lose interest. There is nothing strange about this sculpture except for its peculiar appearance. After careful investigation, you finally find a stone covered by dust on the old bookshelf. After the dust off, it emits a faint light. After careful investigation, you finally find a stone covered by dust on the old bookshelf. After the dust off, it emits a faint light.
There are 2 undamaged notebooks.
You feel something is falling from above. A crystal falls from above and breaks into ashes on the ground. Then an explosion comes to your ear. How can this crystal cause an explosion? Characters in this book are not of any time. The obscurity made you can only read according to some footnotes. Roughly, it's written as follows. Man is neither the first nor the last master on earth. Mortal being and materials do not walk alone. The old ones was, the old ones is, and the old ones will always be. Not in the spaces known, but in the spaces in between. They tread in tranquility, they tread in the origin, they are outside the space, and we do not see their trace. Yog-Sothoth knows the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the key and guardian of the gate. Past, present, future, all are one in Yog-Sothoth.
There is residual
Location, Sileno, time, unknown. A broken pillar collapsed directly.
Could that be the sign? How is this?
You enter the bedroom, most of which has been destroyed by piled gravel. Wherever you look, there is gravel. You search carefully. The photo shows a group of when you try to keep you build a simple bridge by potting up planks. The portrait is torn with a huge gaping hole on it. But the intersection. There is a peculiar sculpture. You look closely at this sculpture, only to find that its limbs resemble the structure of a human body. As you look at it intently, it seems to come to life in your eyes. You feel dizziness like something has been taken away. A broken pillar collapsed.
Could that be the sign? How is this?
You enter the bedroom, most of which has been piled gravel and wherever you look, there is. You search carefully. The photo shows a group. When you try to keep you build a simple bridge by after careful investigation. After the dust off, it after careful investigation. After the dust off.
Huh. There are two undamaged.
You feel something. crystal falls from above and breaks into ashes on the ground. Then an explosion. X or X, Ronald has failed. I have no other choice but to lock him up. What exactly does ignite the symbol carved on his body by himself before falling into madness mean? This must be a significant clue. Ronald, I definitely can't let your efforts go to waste. X or X, this does not resemble the language of all existing and once existed civilizations. A man as calm as he was would only leave accurate words at a critical juncture. I need to read more bibliography and study the terms deeper. X or X, I have found the clue, the awareness. No, it is my disposition. Not sure. What ISIT? Many disordered, twisted symbols and notes follow. It's clear that the owner of the notebook was in a bad mental state. X or X, it's him. I should have known. I'm thinking about him. He has eyed me. I have to forget all this, of course. Right here, right now. No, I have TO right IT down. There is a long torn line. Looks like the nib was pressed on the paper firmly. It seems that the nib was then twisted and broken, leaving only a single scratch that looks like a word. Mind.
Well, what's this? Why is there a key inside my body?
The seam of history. You have come to a strange place. Facing left, where the cosmic stars twinkle, you have glimpsed your past, and saw that the happiness and sorrows of the past 10 years are in a bubble. And facing to the right, the stars dim. Here you can see that order and chaos are constantly alternating, and the bizarre pictures have greatly refreshed your cognition. You saw a light that is 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Humans cause unusually cold weather. You hear playful laughter all around as if someone is admiring a gorgeous piece of work. You saw many twisted monsters spreading across the universe. Their actions are full of twists and madness. Gene is out of the control of genetics, drawing an ocean of flesh and blood. You saw the stars all around you burning, the whole universe burning. There are no more sparks in the burnt area, only darkness is eternal. On the left is the past, where the cosmic stars shine brightly. On the right is the future, where darkness is endless.
Anand, my child. Please, never lose yourself.
Place home, time 10 years, low.
Did I really go back to the past?
There is a pendant inside, engraved with a mysterious rune. You touched the pendant, and a memory came directly into your brain. With a bird-eye view, you saw a boy lying in bed. Around you, an old man was having an anxious discussion with a man and a woman.
The strange substance chose Anand as the carrier at the beginning, and soon, it will be completely assimilated.
Is there really no way out?
The process of assimilation is irreversible. It can only be postponed.
The old man looks down and begins to think.
I can use a transfer spell to have the effect shared with you.
Let me bear the burden, Grace, for you have not been well.
The man walked up and embraced the woman.
Don't worry about me, as you still need to take care of our children.
All around, the light of the spell gradually lit up.
If only Anand could forget this painful memory.
Your memory ends here.
That's why. Tis all my fault.
You understood why grandfather wouldn't let you leave the castle. You understood why your father was in the secret room all the time. You understood why those aunts and uncles fell into a slumber. You also knew why your mother had been taking treatments yet her health never fully recovered. It's all because of you, and you only. This piece of truth makes you suffocate. And you keep blaming yourself.
Why did I survive like this? It's you who came along and ripped our entire family apart. Suddenly, a different voice appears in your head. It's you who took over my body, pretending to be a human. The pain you feel now is less than a millionth of what I felt. That's strange. How long are you going to steal my identity like this?
A surge, the impurity of the body coalesces in front of you. A silver key appears in its body.
Finally, you have left me alone. It's all because of you, the strange, who caused this disaster. All of this disaster. It's all because of you.
You hear the raspy hissing sound coming from it. It's madness, it's resentment, it's a twisted cry. Although it is detached from your body, you are always connected to it, to its emotions, to its feelings. It's looking to you for relief. In front of you stands the presence you have always hated, the strange. The pain in your heart has stripped it out and made it real. Once you've done the stripping, something crossed your mind that it is not the disease you thought it was. The disease has become a part of you.
Actually, in the cracks of history, I spy my life is in a bubble. Anand didn't exist from the beginning. But I identify more with Anand than with an alien visitor. I was running away from myself. And attribute all my sins to the abstraction of you. Yet there's still hope. Grandfather mentioned once that I was the last of hope. Am I a disaster yet, hope itself?
A group of black humanoid creatures suddenly appeared from downstairs. Their faces resemble the mouthpart of insects, with blue liquid flowing down their eyes. The slimy tentacles behind them, and unusually sharp claws acting as hands, indicate that they are very dangerous. The moment you open the door, you see grandfather in a chair. He smiles at you with relief in his eyes. The next moment, his body begins to become transparent. You can feel your heartstrings pulled, way before sadness comes in.
Grandpa.
What you see in front of you is a girl as delicate as a ceramic doll. Your heart beats a little bit more, but not all by her appearance. You feel an extraordinarily familiar, nostalgic, affectionate impulse longing for completeness. Then the girl seems to be awakened by the noise, and slowly sits up her body. You are about to ask some questions, but she interrupts you first. You try to speak up, but you can't control your body. She looks at you and her eyes light up with the glow of a silver cross. You feel an invisible bond with her. Then you hear her soft, ethereal voice in your mind.
Silver key, I can understand your feelings of confusion. Come closer to me and I will tell you the truth about this time.
Her eyes shine with stars, and you can't help but get closer to her. Before your realization, she slowly places her hand on your forehead. You feel waves of information appearing in your head. Time, 10 years low during the disaster study room.
The infection of the strange is different from simple assimilation into the body. Any spell or medicine that can be used has been tested. None of them can be effective on Ronald. To solve this situation is like to let an egg without its shell remain intact in a waterfall. To let a man floating in the sea withstand the tidal wave and storm with his mortal body. My ancestors, you warned us. The observer shall give incomparable sacrifice. This is our duty. This is the price, just that we can get the truth. Here I pray for enlightenment. Hear me, the Lord of the Gate, the Guardian of the Abyss, Lord of Dimensions, Riddle Knower, Guardian of the Secrets, the oldest, all in one, the one by life prolonged. Amaretol. Yag Sethath, Yeg Sothath Nafo Futhan. Your servant calls upon you. Still not answering my prayer. I can only deliver the last plan. No matter what, we can't let the infection spread. The transmission point connection of Seleno is set. Today the stars are in their correct locations. The success rate can be increased to 70%. Looking up at the stars for dozens of years, and finally vanishing in the stars. What an ironic end.
The moment the spell was about to start, flowing mana was drawn away. The room twists and transforms, and a rock archway appears. In and out of the archway, it's like virtual and reality are separated by it. A soft, ethereal female voice came from inside the door.
There is still a glimmer of hope. Are you willing to pay enough price?
As long as I can. Please take it.
A silvery light covered George Howard. He felt that his mind had never been so clear and thorough.
So this is the truth of history. I got it. I will follow your arrangement.
Grandpa.
A child entered the door. At that moment, his figure went still at the second the door opens. The still time flows again. The parting of the past is once again staged. You with such stubbornness do not want to live here. But in the end, Under the hypnotic spell of your grandfather, you forgot everything. You left here like an empty shell.
And now, it's time to pay my price.
Just as George Howard was about to take his toll, a voice came out of the void.
Any last wish?
If possible. I really want to see him grow up.
The voice paused for a moment as if pondering or calculating something.
Just 1 second. Is that enough?
That's enough.
The time is frozen. Your consciousness is being carried by a flood through the memories of the past. Can a moment seem like ages?
The silver key, the other me. A Fogamorn is assimilating the entire universe. Our native consciousness has been taken over by it. I have been banished to this universe. In this dimension, I had no control over my own power. In order to keep my will intact, I had to detach you to replace me. The silver key. If you open this time page, time will be restored to its original time.
There are glass freezes the current time. Don't allow the black sand to spread. Once the black sand is discarded, the assimilation will end.
The hourglass is broken, and the black sand spreads around. A huge eye emerges in the scene.
Taoratama, you chose to construct a puppet to anchor your power. How ridiculous. I never expected you to be this weak.
Without thinking, a name comes directly to your mind. A Fogamorn. You think about how to deal with this situation when a teasing voice came through.
Taoratama, I'm very disappointed. You are the beginning, and I am the end. We created time, but you hold the power of all knowledge. It changed you. Your will has chosen to leave us. Thus, have to clean up and reset the whole space-time. Now I have found a surprise too. Originally, I thought I would find you and devour you to make up for what I lacked. But I found out human consciousness is really useful, as long as there's enough. It can make up for the parts of you. So, I no longer need you to awaken our main body. You pitiful puppet. Taoratama's greatest mistake was to mold you into a human. What a weak race. After I destroy you, I'll have a good chat with Taoratama.
The silver key, as long as you is not losing heart, time will recapture your body. Every time you fall, your willpower can be honed. In front of you is merely one of its billions of avatars. A Fogamorn never leaves the main body. His power cannot fall onto here for real.